Alright, welcome back to the drive-thru for a special, I'm freaking out about this quarter test version of the drive-thru. Sponsored as always by the deli. Hungry? Stop by the deli. Get yourself a sandwich. I'm starving right now. Alright, so we're just giving you some help on a problem that involves what are the restrictions on x. This involves the triangle inequality, kind of, and it really just involves this idea that if an angle in a triangle is the biggest angle, then the side opposite from that angle is the biggest side. Okay? So in this problem, we know that angle A is larger than angle B. So let's just make up some numbers. Okay? So since angle, we don't know if that's true. We don't know if they're 1 degree off, but we know that angle A is larger. Well, that means that the side that's opposite from angle A has to be bigger than the side that's opposite from angle B. Okay, so that's where I get that from. Now, that's not what we want. We want the restrictions on x. So, if I subtract x from both sides, I get 10 is bigger than x plus 4. Subtract 4 from both sides, you get x is less than 6. X is less than 6. So I start thinking, oh, cool. So x has to be less than 6. Well, what if x was 10? That shouldn't work. For this one, I would get 20. And for this one, I would get 24. And no, that doesn't work. This one has to be smaller than that one. So good. So what if x was negative 100? Well, hold on. If x is negative 100, then BC would be negative 90. That doesn't work. So there must be a minimum value that x can be. So I know that x plus 10 has to be positive, right? It's a side. So that means x has to be bigger than negative 10. If I subtract 10 from both sides, I get x is bigger than negative 10. Okay? Well, that means that negative 9 should work. If I put in a negative 9 here, I get negative 9 plus 10 is 1. 1 is positive. 1 works. If I put in a negative 9 here, I get a negative 18 plus 4. Hold on. That doesn't work. So I better look at another restriction on x, and that is that 2x plus 4 also has to be a positive number, and that means 2x has to be bigger than negative 4, and x has to be bigger than negative 2. So now I've got this, I've got that, and I've got that. And you could think of it like on a number line. You got a 0, you got a 10, you got a negative 10. Okay, well, we knew that 10 didn't work. We tried to put 10 in and it didn't work. We found out that x has to be less than 6. We also found out that x has to be greater than negative 10 and that x has to be greater than negative 2. So I have to eliminate one of these. Well, this one is less restrictive because if I put a number in between there, like negative 5, negative 5 works for this one, but it doesn't work for that one. It gives you a negative answer. So I know that our range of successful values is between these two numbers, and we write that as x is less than 6 and greater than negative 2. Don't believe me? Try anything over in this range. It's going to fail because it's going to give you a negative answer for one of your sides. Try anything in this range, and it's going to fail because it's going to tell you that AC is bigger than BC, and that is why we learn algebra before geometry. Boom!